You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. And no other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch, no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
This is Jack. Welcome to Lunch with Laz and Jack. We are here by our lonesomes today, but we do have a lot to talk about. So, where do we want to start off today?
Oh, well, we got so much great stuff to talk about today. Oh, hang on a second.
I mean, we've got weekend update. We've got the post that started this earlier this morning.
Oh, I did not see that.
Then you didn't see that? Oh, well, that was the one that was tweeted out by Shroud Marketplace, and then I retweeted it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have missed it. So.
Yeah, we got all sorts of good stuff. We got Friday's stand-up corner. We got Friday's newsletter. We've got, of course, Big Wipe coming up Thursday morning. I'm sure you're going to cue me in on it because I only saw that tweet real quick.
I'm sure you cut out a little bit right there.
Yeah, I only saw that tweet real quick. I didn't follow and read through the whole thing.
And I'll let you know a little secret. Chris went ahead and did today's stand-up update as well. Stand-up corner.
Yeah, well, I still think we should always read the day previous so that when we get to that day...
You know what? This is where, it doesn't really matter because we've got a wipe coming up this week, as well as a new update. So you know what they're going to be working on?
Bugs.
I don't even need to read. I don't even need to read the stand-up corner to tell you what they're going to be working on. Yeah, that's pretty much what the stand-up corner is going to be looking like.
Bugs. I see. I'm just giving a cursory once over there, but I'm sure there's some other hidden gems as we'll go through it.
As far as which one?
Either way. So. Well, I guess we'll start like usual with the stand-up corner. Of course, today is Monday, January 25th, 2016, Shroud and the Avatar. So this will be Monday.
Okay, so let's see. Friday stand-up corner. Let me go ahead and make sure that I've got the page maximized. And
so
let's go ahead and toggle
and
that.
Both out there real quick.
Okay, we'll do Fridays and Mondays. So Friday, January 26th, we had Andy working on City Walls Exeter and the map review. Bob is working on Cobalt architecture. Jeff is going to be working on Demon Spawns and update support and the asset pack. Kevin was working on the Daemon weapon, although it's a demon. Daemon, it's all the same. And Lich, cloth bugs. Matt Schmidt's working on bugs and run cycles. Scotty is working on the Artifice entrance ruins. Over in design, Brandon was working on scrap pieces, reward plans, and armoring merchants. Dan, player towns and bugs.
Bug.
Finn, projectile skills and demon skills and world visual effects. Gina. Sorry, I had to clear my throat a little bit there.
Yeah, frog in there.
Yeah, a little something extra. So Gina's working on customer service and community and update support. Keith was working on NPC conversations, music and map review, and R27 map planning. Got Jennings working on area NPCs and bugs. Steve Saldivar is working on bugs and polish tasks and update support. Eric Vern Tech is working on animations and daemons. Jason Unawine working on bug bands and bugs. Joaquin Del Canto, bugs and house picker polish. Justin Gilbert, bugs and bloom.
Yeah, we got
Ken's working on bugs and bloom. So the bloom is the visual effect when you are actually in full screen mode. So it's good that they're finally working on that, as well as some other optimization stuff. So Ken was working on Choose One architecture and Mac and Linux build issues and taxes testing. Tassilo is working on security updates and R26 cleanup. Zach Shepard working on crafting times and seeds and player item limits. QA, James is working on Sanity Report and R26 player documents and regression. Michael is working on reward data testing and general QA. Reese, sanity testing and forums and localization and regression. Our production management and other group is working on random miscellaneous things. Let's see what it is. And I just received a text that everyone can be heard today, including someone that just keeps on saying bugs.
Bugs. I believe that would probably be our friend Justin out there listening at work. If that is so, thanks for the update. We've been working on getting this so that everybody hears us clearly. No static. We're not breaking everything. And we're getting there.
Oh, getting there eventually. Okay, so let's see. Chris was working on skills update, map review, and calling performance and levels of detail performance. Dallas was working in general business and updated the avatar. Michael was working on asset packs integrated and bugs and resolute buildings and map review. Richard, general management and play testing. Rick was working on choose one data shuffling and bugs. Stars, R26 Jira triage, map review and forums. And then that brings us to Monday. This is where everything's going to say bugs in some way or another. Okay, Andy today is working on Epic Walls and City Walls. Bob is working on Cobalt Vincent's. Jeff is working on Damon and update support and press support and bugs. Kevin Wells, bugs. Leo Taylor, door and gate sound effects and elves sound effects. Ooh, elves sound effects. That's greatly needed. Matt is working on walk and run animation, AI polish, and bugs. Over in design, we have Brandon working on crafting recipes and item values and Damon skills. Dan Brennan's working on player towns and bugs. Then Damon skills and visual effects and sound controller for fireworks. Gina Dion is working on community and release 26 books. Keith Quinn, Diceberg spawning and bugs. Richard Mady, Diceberg and South Varasala foothills terrain. Scott Jennings, airy craziness ×2 and bugs and tutorial polish. Steve Zalvar's world building bugs and polish and water additions. Over in tech, Eric is working on animation support and combat bugs. Jason's working on bugs and QA server error triage. Joaquin Del Canto, bugs and house picker UE.
You're reading stuff that I'm not seeing here.
What?
You said on the tech combat animations?
I said animation support and combat bugs.
Oh,
That's Eric.
I see animation and demons. On today's?
Yeah, that's today's.
Okay, never mind.
Reading problem there?
Shut up, lad.
It's okay. It's all good, man. It's all good. So Jason's working on bugs and QA, server error triage. Joaquin Del Canto, bugs and house picker user interface. Justin Gilbert's bugs and bugs. Ken File, bugs and builds. Asilo Phillip, web security and release 26 data cleanup and accounting. James Corsair. Or why did I add an extra R in there? It's not Corsair. So James is working on the Sanity and Release 26 player documents. Michael is working on pledge reward testing and QA and customer service. Reese is working on Sanity and forums and regression and localization. The production management other group. Chris is working on player home level details and curation, culling, and lighting and general performance. I like performance updates. Should too.
Oh, yes.
Dallas working on updates in general business and metrics and release prep. Michael, bugs and resolute hall of valor in lighting and general art. Richard, general playtesting. He's probably still stuck in the snow, so he may be or may not be online, or he's outside playing in the snow.
Friends posted pictures. He posted pictures, looked like his back patio with a couple feet of snow out there. No taxis, no Ubers, no way to get around.
Yeah, he had
Guess he
to
got a
hike
set of
all the way
skis.
to the subway.
Yeah, and
It's
even
relatively
then,
empty, probably.
subways don't always work in the city when this happens. Of course, the number 6 is underground, so that should have been at least partially functional.
Yeah, well, I've only visited New York about half a dozen times, so
Yeah, well, born and raised.
yeah, not born and raised. I've never actually ridden a subway.
Hey, I've ridden a subway in two countries.
Yep, I've taken lots of taxis though.
I bet you have.
Few hundred. So Star is working on forums and release prep and press support and general direction. So, did I miss it? Did I miss Rick?
I thought you
Yeah,
said Rick.
Rick's development client and testing, and reward assets and journal data. So that is all of that. So lots of bugs being squashed right
A
now.
lot of bug hunting.
That has to do with release 26 on Thursday.
Yeah.
Last Thursday was lockdown, and then after that, it's a lot of fixing everything before release, and then right after release 26, there will still be a ton of bugs that still have to be crushed.
Absolutely. Of
But-
course, they released the
but
QA on Friday, so that's where they're chasing down those bugs while people are out there testing it. For those of you guys with the Dev Plus access, we encourage you to go out there and play with it and test it, try and break it, and all that good stuff that we do every month here.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. But there's a couple other things that we need to talk about. We do have the weekend update for the update of the Avatar that came out on Friday, for those of you that didn't read it or didn't pay attention to it. And then we also have what Shroud Marketplace tweeted out this morning, which
Yeah,
was...
let me look at that. Let's delve into that real quick. Again, I just
Okay,
saw it
so-
on my phone as a blurb.
Okay,
and
so-
it's okay, pretty cute.
Yeah, now I gotta find it again.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't know if I've got it in my email, so I know I can't pull it up on my phone. You know, I could probably do that. But we're not going to try and mess with that kind of craziness right now.
Okay, so I found it.
All right, pass me a link there.
Pass you a link. Okay. Sorry about that, folks.
Oh, yeah.
We'll send that link out everywhere,
let's see
just
if
for
this
a little bit of
works.
everybody, including Laz.
I found a
I
nice
can't,
little
for some reason, it
trick
said I
that-
didn't have permission to send text messages on the server. That was weird. Okay, so this is actually really interesting because what Star sent out is that if you have add-on store items you wish to convert to credit, then you can do so on the Shroud of the Avatar website 3 times this week. Remember to do it before you log into the game server, since logging in will make all add-on store items claimed in-game. Please note that because we are wiping offers multiple times this week, we will end up with multiple sets of rewards, so everybody's going to have multiple house deeds if they have house deeds. Here are the days and times when we will wipe offer data to allow meltdown. So the first one was this morning at 11 o'clock, so Monday, January 25th, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. The second opportunity is going to be Wednesday, January 27th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And the third is January 28th, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now, let me see if I can log into one of my accounts on a different window. So that way you guys don't see what I'm going to do.
So
Uh,
basically what they're doing is they're resetting it on the store's website, so like you hadn't logged in, so at those times, if you log off the night before you log in at that time, it'll be like a fresh wipe for the store at least, where you can send those things before you log in that day. Is that correct?
Essentially, it allows you to send the item as a gift, or you can convert it to credits.
Right, but there's
So that's
still a
what it's doing right now.
stipulation of before you log in. So I'm assuming they're resetting at a certain point there, and then if you're already logged in when they reset, what happens? You have to log out. And
well,
have a chance to do it.
If you were already logged in when they reset the data, then you will still be able to do it. It's kind of like whenever you buy something off the add-on store, you sometimes have to log out of the game and then log back in for it to show up in your inventory.
Right.
It's that same thing. So if you look over at my stream right now, you will see that I'm actually logged into my primary account. So I'm just hiding everything.
Give me
Everybody can see everything.
Pull up a full screen of you.
So you will see that it allows me to convert to credits or to send as a gift. So if I'm able to send things as a gift, so you can see that I actually own a lot of candles. I like the ornate skull candles.
Your stream, there it is. It's coming. It's spinning. Ta-da.
Spin.
Yeah, I like the candles too.
So you can see that I've bought lots of candles, a few fences, and I've got $5 store credit. So if I clicked on the send as gift, I would actually be able to do that because I have not logged into the game, or I can actually melt it down. So that is what that means right now. So it's kind of like if you were not logged in. I didn't want to display my
all your information. I know.
My account name.
Account user numbers and all that fun stuff.
Well, I think my user ID number was out there already. It doesn't matter. They can't really do anything with my user ID number. But yeah, so if you had an account that you wanted to possibly sell those items, the best way to do it is to create an account that you're not going to log into the game. Send everything over to that account as a gift. Then turn around and you can use that as your marketplace account until the game goes to final wipe. And unfortunately, we're not allowed to talk about when final wipe is yet, but it should be soon. So remember this post on melting down for store credit this week with 3 windows. Star has provided us with the opportunity to save ourselves $25 in customer service fees multiple times this week. So that's actually good for selling if you plan on selling items and offloading these things. So that is this is one of my favorite posts this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, every release, every wipe, it's an issue for a lot of people because people have bought stuff, they want to move stuff around.
Yeah.
And we're hoping we get to a point that when you log in, everything doesn't get claimed. You get to pick and choose what you want to claim.
Well,
I mean, I don't want
after final wipe, that doesn't really matter. But before they do final wipe, they really should implement the mail system. Because that provides an opportunity for people to actually sit there and say, hey, I'm buying this for this, or I bought something off the website, and let's go ahead and just send it via mail. That way you've got like a sent and received message, so that way you can say, hey, this was delivered.
Sent, this wasn't sent. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
some kind of
that way
on somebody's servers that can be tracked down.
Yeah, and it's one where it's like, I've had this conversation with Dallas before about like the gray market actually being really good for the game. And I'm not referring to the gray market as the selling of the game keys, because you know what? If you really pay attention, you can follow the Steam sales and get the game at the account for the $45 account for $27 at other times. So that's not really the issue. That's
It's $22.50, isn't it?
Whatever.
Oh, there's a big difference.
$22.50, $23,
Yeah.
$27. Yeah, $4.
Yeah, $4 makes a difference to some people. You know that's one of those candles.
Yeah, but it's one where it's the in-game rares and the selling of those actually makes it so that way people have a desire to actually facilitate trade. And so trade is actually one of those things that will either make or break the game. It's kind of like when everybody had 100 million gold in Ultima Online. That breaks the entire economy. But it's one where, I don't know if you remember this, way back in the day, someone selling on eBay a castle lot for $10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it becomes kind of like a status symbol as well as rares collecting. So for those people that are really into rares and they weren't early adopters, that's where the gray market thrives. So, and so that's one of those things where it's like, you know, the thing that allowed Star Citizen to accumulate $100 million was the fact that they would produce items and then turn around and expire them, and creating a marketplace for people to buy, sell, and trade.
Now,
yeah. So let's see. What's the next thing that we want to talk about?
yeah, it's awful quiet. This is one of the things that we see. I'm noticing. I haven't seen a single soul in game since we started here today. And I'm looking at my friends list, and there's like 5
Oh wait,
people.
I forgot.
See.
I'm on my new account, so I don't have anybody on my friends list.
Oh, you know, I'm on. Never mind. I'm on NBNN Laz. So that is a little smaller, but even then, he's got a formidable
yeah, my friends list is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I've got
10
about
people.
a dozen people online. That's it. Yeah, of course.
So I'm on the wrong account to actually see if anybody's actually online today or not. But since we do know that the population of the game does dwindle right before a wipe, and that's just because people are like, what should I do? Why should I do anything? It's a wipe.
Absolutely. You
Oh, wait.
What's this?
We could talk about the events that happened this weekend.
Well, we have that too. And
Because-
there's another event coming up today. Did you go to the cotton picking party?
Jack picked some cotton this weekend.
It looks that way. 1,452 cotton.
Yeah, Jack picked some cotton.
Is
Jack didn't come anywhere near the winning, but
Seamus
Jack also got a
McGinnis
late start.
Won the contest, I understand.
Yes, he picked over 3,000 cotton.
Holy crap. And of course,
Yeah,
you guys got to keep that as part of the festivities, which I guess because you've got it in your backpack.
Yeah, so since we did actually, at the cotton picking party, we did experience the error where the instance was overloaded, and then I along with about 10 other people received the performance warning. It kicked us out to the login screen, and then when we logged back in, we were in a different instance.
Yeah.
So
where was I hearing that? Yeah, there was a couple of the other guys I was talking to at the time. They were having that problem. Ashmal and those guys.
I know that Doc Holliday
got kicked out of the off the property.
Yeah.
I guess. That's
Then
what
they're like, "Hey, can someone call Chris?" And it's like, no. It's like, why should we do that for an in-game party? It's not something that really should affect them, but they can look at that information in the server logs and realize it's like, okay, this is how we fix these instances.
Dead Spider, thanks for joining us today. He's sick home on the couch. The reason why he's not in game is But welcome to the show today. Always good to have you. Dead Spider put out a video the other day. Did you see that? He let his little girls play with his account, and they jumped him right off the top of his castle to a suicide.
Okay, yeah.
It was cute.
So, like, Dead Spider was there, and he says that he kept getting booted to the plot stone while during the cotton picking competition.
Yeah,
so there were
got kicked off the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually set me up with access to the lot. Then they revoked it. Then they had to reset it up. And then since I was in a different instance from everybody else, they didn't even tell me when it started.
Oh, really?
So it's like I sent a message, "Hey, when's this gonna start?" And then it's like, "Oh, you can go now. It's already begun." It's like, ah, shit. So I think I started like a minute or two late, and then, yeah. So, but performance issues are good for this early access. As far as, I mean, there were probably about 80 to 100 people in the instance, so that's just good data collection for them. And as far as the optimization goes, that they'll should be able to find ways to actually optimize that and reduce things. Now, one of the things that I was thinking is that in most games, which you don't see a lot of, is this swaying grass.
Yeah,
so
we've
if you
had
think
this
about
discussion several times here. You're not a big fan of the grass there.
Just because it's like you've got the grass texture already, and then on top of that you're trying to add like a 3D element. But if you look at the grass, it looks very 2D as you rotate around it.
Here comes somebody.
It's like that I see a guard.
Yeah, coming right there.
Oh. Yeah, Mia Stonefist.
Yay. We have life.
Yay. No, but as they start going through and optimizing everything, we will actually see significant improvements in frame rates as well as server responsiveness. So that should be good.
Definitely.
Yep. Now, why are you making me do all the talking today?
You just don't shut up. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't like the Dead Space stuff.
You get off on a tangent, and I'm listening to you tell this story. So, who am I to interrupt, I'm just Laz. I'm just here, You're going off telling this really great story. You attended the event. I wasn't there, so I can't tell the story.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
That's why you're talking.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile,
those of you that missed out, Kays and Phoenix Fire did actually add to the giveaway pot. So I think over about $200 worth of add-on store credit was given out at the event.
Oh, very
Unfortunately,
nice.
I didn't win. Yeah.
Very
So
nice
I'm glad
indeed.
that. Yeah, so about $200 worth of store credit. Seamus McGinnis was winner of one of the $50 add-on store credits. Actually, it might have been closer to $300 worth of store credit.
I know they were giving away prizes like every half hour or something like that. They listed it.
Yeah, but the actual times weren't actually
They weren't actually
accurate.
as accurate as
No.
I'd like them to be. Just
No.
like everything else here in Shroud Avatar. When you see an event scheduled, usually, for the most part, That's when people start arriving. While the event is usually scheduled for a start time of, say, 7 o'clock, you'll find that the average Joe doesn't even think about heading out till 7:05 and waiting to get there. I mean, you don't find people sitting in line at a lot of our events. So take those times with a little bit of grain of salt. Except, of course, for lunch with Laz and Jack. We usually start within a minute or two of our projected time.
Within a minute or two.
Hey,
Of the action.
even we are
Yeah.
prone to starting late. Yeah, usually we're about a minute or so behind everybody, if not two. Sometimes a little bit more, but we're pretty reliable when it comes to noon to 1. You got to do that when you do a live show. People tend not to rely
Especially
on
when
you
they're listening
up.
on their, especially when they're listening as they're sick on the couch, or they are at work
And
or driving around
Now-
on their lunch break.
I have to question this because it dawned upon me that somehow she's got to be listening over the internet anyway, unless she's listening on her phone. So,
Well, last week she was driving to lunch, so that does kind of throw a kink in it.
well, she can listen on her phone. We have a phone app that if you have internet service or you can use your data plan and listen to us, listen to WRFB on a road trip. I actually tested the radio station last October when we went to Austin for the convention. And in the car,
Yeah.
I put on the radio station on my phone, plugged it in through the car's Bluetooth, and all the way from Florida to Texas, man, we listened to WRFB, just testing to see if I could listen to the radio mobile. And it passed the test. One of the really stringent tests I actually did put this through before I went.
That's
live.
good.
Yeah. So it is possible to listen wherever you are to Lunch with Laz and Jack out there. If you got a smartphone, you can take us with us. You can actually watch us live on Twitter, live on YouTube on your smartphone. So there's no
You
excuses.
can't
not
really
to
watch us live on Twitter. We're not using Periscope
I'm
right
sorry,
now.
Twitch. And that is not true. I actually have an app now where I could broadcast to Twitter if I want to.
That's why I said we're not broadcasting on Periscope.
Oh, it's not Periscope either.
Okay.
There's an actual Twitch has got their own API, I believe now, that will actually
okay.
allow you.
Yeah.
But I think you got to do it from your mobile device. You have to have the camera on your mobile device, so when you click on it, I haven't really explored it. I think we've got ourselves out there in enough of the markets right now that we need to be in.
Yeah.
Now we need to go syndicated. We have to have other radio stations pick us up.
Something like that. Be all over the place.
Take different markets. I mean, we'll take the Austin market, then we'll take the California market, and we'll go to New York. Work our way around.
Yeah.
Gotta
let's
love
see.
the internet. The internet
Yep.
allows us to hit everybody all in one shot. So
Hey, there's this thing called the update of the avatar that you need to talk about.
now the update of the avatar from Friday, I believe we're referring
Yes.
to here. Is that correct? Now let us pull that up here for. Now, update of the avatar. Let's put that up on screen.
Number 160.
Release, number 160, newsletter 160, folks. Making of Palatus, Shardfall, and Diceborg Ruins. Expired reward changes, offline contact poll, and more. And I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, the offline content poll has stirred up more controversy than I've heard, through my sources, to people I talk to on a day-to-day basis. And some people are really annoyed. Other people, not so much.
What are they annoyed at?
I don't know if I should use his name because he's a very low-key person. But he was really in for the single player and that's why I jumped in. Is all all the other Ultimas were all single player games.
You know what, the as far as that poll goes, the funny part about that is, are they going to play in single player mode?
Well, this character did, and that's what he planned on doing. He wasn't planning on playing online mode until he tried it out and met a couple people, like yourself, myself, and a few others, and decided to start, joining in. But his initial plan was to be mostly single player.
Okay, so did he? So as a single player, did he pledge like a high level pledge?
A very high level pledge, and he's now very annoyed that people who did not make those pledges are going to get that in single player, because that's what he thought he was pledging for. He was originally pledging for the single player, and that he would have access to all these goodies in the single player for donating.
Well,
again,
he'll have access to them in single player, but he doesn't have to use like in-game money to buy them.
Correct. But
it's one where if you look at what the community voted, over 98% of the community said, you know what, let's go ahead and allow everyone to have access to this, because you know what, it's not really going to affect anybody but that one person playing the single player version. And it doesn't affect multiplayer, which is what most of us are playing the game for anyways.
Now that's what I jumped in for.
And so it's like, if we're going to just pay attention to one of the less than 100 people who voted no and listen to them bitching and screaming, then we should do that for every single element of the game.
True.
And at the same time, we get then Portalarium isn't capable of developing the game because they're not able to satisfy anybody.
Now,
and so it's like, it's one where it's like, okay, yeah, that person can bitch. It's like, that's their right.
Now, of course, I pointed out,
kind of like me bitching about grass
for a little bit different reason, and of course, my pledges, I like nice shiny things, and I want to see this project take off. So yes, I donated based on the fact that knowing I was helping to get this project funded, and I got a lot of nice shiny little toys to play with when we go live. And that's basically, I was basing it mostly on the online play, because I was a big Ultima Online fan. I did play the early Ultimas, but I wasn't as big a fan as, say, Rustic Dragon. I wasn't the uber geek of the early Ultimas. It was only when Ultima Online came out, because I was one of those early adapters who was fascinated with everything that could be done online. And only today are we starting to realize all that stuff that I had in my head, other people had in their head. Basically like what we do here. If 1970s, when little peripherals and early computers were coming out, I was fascinated. Here we are, 40 years later almost, and we're broadcasting live to the world from my living room, basically. I got a radio program, we got a video program, and we're able to reach out and touch people like nobody's business. It's here. But that's why I was in, is because of the online aspect and because of the social aspect, and I wanted to see something bigger, better, and better than has ever been done before in the MMORPG genre. And and I'm a fan. I mean, how can you not be a fan of Richard if you're a gamer? I mean, just about any serious gamer, knows that name. What did you say?
I said you were cutting out.
Oh. See, I don't know why that's still happening every once in a while, but not bad overall. We've got...
No. Okay, so let's go back to the rest of the update of the avatar.
Yeah, it's, starting off with
You had the Release 25 Into the World Party, which is what I was talking about earlier. The fastest decorator in the West. The Bear Tavern Brawl Release 25. Fireworks 45-piece assortment number 2. In-game community events, upcoming events, and recommended projects to back. So those were the subheadings. So let's go ahead and look at the Making a Palette of Shardfall.
Part 2.
It looks like some of the other Shardfalls, and the fact that you've got lots of floating obsidian crystals and...
Absolutely. Sorcerer Steve is at it once again.
Yeah.
That's an update out here. And of course, from what you can see in the graphics, I mean, the graphics are awesome as anything else.
Yeah, I think Steve is doing a fantastic job.
You know, you give a talent like that room to run, and this is the kind of stuff you get. You know, he's got some big shoes to fill to get this, you know, this art out there, and he's doing a bang-up job for.
Yeah. Then after that, we have the making of Diceberg Ruins, where we also have some obsidian chunks floating around. If you look at that very first picture, if you look at the top, there's a bunch of obsidian floating up. And he's got some of the design doc.
First time I saw that, I wasn't sure if that was like leaves falling or whether that was shards in the air like that.
No, those look like shards in the air to me.
Yeah, but I can't get a close up for some reason.
No, it won't let you zoom into it.
Yeah.
It's like even making a full screen, it looks like shards.
And that's going to be another PvP zone. And
is that a PvP zone?
Yes. Says, hey guys, I wanted to give you an early look at one of the new PvP zones, Diceberg Ruins.
Okay. I'm kind of stuck. Well, I'm kind of stuck. I just locked up everything.
Course,
so, but if you
you,
actually look at some of those other pictures, you end up with the stones that are chained down, so they're not able to float up like some of the others. So.
Now he goes ahead and uses sodamap.com to show you the location of where the Diceberg
is
going to be.
I like the intro design spec. It's like, this is what we started from, and this is where we ended up.
Absolutely. This is one of the features I really love about the newsletter, when the artists go ahead and you see what they use for concept art. We've seen everything from stick figure bridges and stick figure men to something like this. You see all the other pictures here that were inspiration, as it were. You know, the kind of effects, the kind of moods, the kind of scenes that he wants to get into.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you see the hand-drawn, you know, little items, and then what it's come out to be. And we got a really nice overhead view of the map as to what it's looking like right now, which is really cool. Nice to see some new visual landscape, something that's, how do I want to say, not repetitive like we're used to. Now that we see in all these other biomes and these other things coming online. You get used to seeing those old biomes over and over and over again because that's all we had.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice seeing fresh new looks, fresh new scenes to explore. I love this one picture down here with the boat on the shore.
Yeah,
the coastline shot. And the coastline shot is just actually awesome. I mean, it looks like a real picture if you really didn't know what you were looking at. It could be literally an old boat on a shore someplace over in Spain or Italy or, you know, some island.
Need
someplace.
some paint.
Huh?
Need some paint.
Need some paint.
Needs to be painted blue.
And of course, he goes on to show us quite a few other scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
The Obsidian Shard Court. Yeah.
And
The
then the
Obsidian
fact that we
Shard
will be seeing it.
Courtyard
Yep.
looks pretty interesting.
Yeah. Then we've got about 15 minutes left, so we need to cruise through this. Star and Dallas did do a mea culpa.
Oh.
When they initially announced the expirations to
Yes,
Patron
okay,
Navigator
that's what you're
and
saying.
developer pledges, the way that they worded those expirations didn't make it clear that all of those pledge rewards were also expiring, and so they are going to honor the fact that they messed up in their wording. And so if you pledged higher than those levels and you expected to get one of those other perks, like I think it's the cloth map, the signed cloth map from the Navigator pledge, then you would be receiving that.
Correct.
And then, so it's, the offline content, it's like, if you look at those numbers, it's like, over 96% voted yes. It's like
96.5%, yes.
Yeah, so I want to look at the
live vote.
Yeah.
The live vote's still there. Should be.
And why can't I? Oh, that's probably why. Let me go ahead and cast my vote right now. So 1397 to 67. It's like out of. So if you think about that, 1397 to 67, and we're spending a lot of time for the 67. It's like that's less than 5% of the audience. So, yeah. So the Release 25 party we already talked about. It was fun. There are some pictures. The fastest decorator in the West, I was not able to make it out. I was out eating with someone on Saturday when that happened. So I have not seen anything about who won the fastest decorator in the West.
Yeah, no. Didn't make it to any events this weekend, personally. That's not true. I did, of course.
Yeah, and then
Sunday.
So they had, if you look at that link, they had 6 contestants, and here are the pictures of the rooms that they did. So let's go. I'm looking at those right now.
Which link are we looking at?
Well, let me go ahead and get it for you.
Okay, fastest decorator in the West. I'm there.
Gotta send it to you in TeamSpeak. Okay, so I scrolled all the way down to the post by Lace.
Which one?
It's near the bottom or near the middle of the scroll.
First
Scroll
page,
about
second
midway
page?
through. Second page, and it's about in the middle of it. And it's a long post with lots of pictures by Lace. So they put everything up in a central room to actually let people collect things. And then from there, people were actually able to decorate. So they had 6 contestants: Amber Rain, Lomir, Malakis, Eclipse Maiden, Dr. Shroud, Kazan, Phoenix Fire. I'm surprised that Justin didn't do this. So if we look at Amber Rains, she did a bunch of onks, which is very virtuous of her. I hate. She'll probably kill me for saying that. Lomir did a normal bedroom looking place.
They're awful dark, those first 2 pictures.
Yeah, she apologizes. She did not adjust her settings to remove shadows for that. And then we also have, I forgot, I think this is Lomir's that I'm looking at right now.
I'm on the next one already.
Yeah.
Malakis.
Malakis, who came in second place. That's what I was looking at. Eclipse Maiden, who won first place. Hers is very Eastern looking.
Used to those paintings. Gotta love her.
Yeah, she loves the paintings.
Yes.
Yeah. Doc Shroud decided to make it a drunken room. I love the fact that he's continuing the role playing by we're just going to throw some pillows down and a bunch of mugs, and then we're going to put some casks down,
a bunch of kegs,
booze,
that's it.
and
That's the good doctor.
a couple plants in there. I think that should have actually won something. Kazin won third place.
Kazin's got the big bottle of booze there too.
Yeah, he's front and center, bottle of booze. So our winners, Selena Noctua won $10. Eclipse Maiden won $20 store credit. Mike Lee won $20 store credit. Alexander John $10 store credit. Athenil $20 credit. And Lomir Edane worth also $20 store credit. Those were random prizes. I forgot what the game credits actually were for first through third.
And of course, there was prizes for the balloon jump at 150K, which was Anthril.
Yeah.
So Anthril,
yeah. So
get himself 50K worth of gold and $20 credit there. That was nice for him that day. Yeah.
So those guys actually. I'm willing to bet they had a lot of fun playing around and doing that. I gotta close some tabs now.
There's a big secret party going on today. I don't know if I should say it on the air. As I've been told to spread the news, and this is the only way I know how to spread the news without typing everybody a single personal message.
Which is?
Again, I don't know if we... let me just type this for you, see if you know about this. And
Waiting.
There it is.
I did not receive anything about that.
Okay. Minerva told me about it last night. And hello to Jade out there. Where is she? I just saw it pop up on my screen.
Where'd she go?
I don't know. Don't see her. But anyway, big shout out to her.
Wait.
She's probably got a newbie. Oh, there she is. Is that her?
Yeah. I can't click on her.
I can.
So
I guess we'll just shout it out because it's coming up.
Let's go ahead and shout that out.
And this is, I guess I'm going to use Minerva, Zone the Minerva tonight. This is going on at 5 p.m. Central, I believe it was. So this is coming up in a couple hours. So Doc Roper's birthday is today. And they're throwing him a big surprise birthday party. So, Doc, I hope you're not listening. And everybody's invited to come attend. So, shh, keep that on the down low. Hopefully,
keep that on the DL.
Yeah,
keep it on the DL.
Not listening to this or the 3 o'clock replay. And
at 5 o'clock, zone to Minerva.
Well, actually,
do you know what town it's going to be in?
Message Minerva, because Minerva's supposed to be keeping them busy until they arrive at the party. So message Minerva for a zone point.
Oh, okay.
How about that? We'll tell the folks that. And
that sounds good.
We've spread the word. Message her for information on the zone point. She's supposedly going to be distracting him prior to the party. And, of course, I just gave it away to the world. So if he's listening, we just blew the big party. If he's not,
it's okay. Oh, maybe
sure
that's why I was having so many problems earlier. Yeah, I hit the F lock on my computer, and that changes how everything behaves. Okay, so If we
So,
notice that there's 4 minutes left, it is time for us to do the calendar. Since it is a Monday, that means the calendar's short and sweet. So we get
absolutely.
to read a little bit of everything. So today at 4 p.m. on Avatars Radio, we
Let me
do
get it
have
up here.
DJ Eclipse Maiden. Are you still trying to get to it?
Yeah. it's
Remember
just
to get to the
taking-
calendar, go to nbnn.info and click on the calendar button at the top. From there, remember all times are Central Standard Time, which is New Britannia time in game. So if you see people saying NBT, that just means Central Standard Time. And then at 6 p.m. tonight on Avatars Radio, we have Dr. DJ Sully doing Faster and Louder. While you're listening to Avatars Radio, you can always go to the 7 p.m. Every Virtue is Lasting Guild's weekly Grand Tour quest.
Yeah,
So if
they're
you need
doing
help
it
getting your
every
Grand Tour
Monday.
hat,
They're going to do this every
you can go ahead and
Monday
do that. Yeah.
to bring people who haven't gotten their hats to do the hat run. So keep an eye out for that, folks. Of course.
And then at 8 o'clock, there is going to be the role-playing event, the Tavern Respite with Elgarian Dakali. So that is where you can roleplay in a tavern setting. And remember, all great adventures always begin in a tavern.
In a
That is what I
tavern or
have
pub,
learned from
that's right.
all Dungeons & Dragons campaigns. And the last event for Monday, January 25th, is going to be on Avatars Radio. That is going to be DJ Trevor. So that is going to be the softer side of the rift.
That is the big Monday calendar for you out there. Now, another
Yes.
reminder, can we talk about Hat Quest?
We're not allowed to talk about that yet.
Okay. Never mind,
Yeah.
folks. When we
Yeah,
continue
can't talk about that.
That's why I was, okay, so every Monday, EVL is bringing you folks to do the Grand Tour Quest, and that's all you need to know.
So if you need help with getting your hat this release 25, go ahead and zone to. Let's see, who was the zone 2 point? Was Knick-Knack. G-N-I-C-K, G-N-A-C-K. So that is our calendar in Shroud of the Avatar for January 25th.
Reminds me, Knick-Knack, of course, is our latest patron. He's supporting us, and he has got sodataming.com out there for all you folks. Soda Taming gives you a whole list of what creatures are tameable, what levels, all the stats you need to know. Go check out Soda Taming by Knick-Knack. It's a really, really cute site, and he's doing some other stuff. He's got this Unity thing he's working on. I was trying to help him out with last night as a designer thing.
Cool.
Yeah, so Knick-Knack's working on some great stuff. We got some of our other sponsors, of course, Relics by Rild. Can never forget Ben out there. If you want to get some really cool Shroud of the Avatar swag, including some of those new coffee cups, man, those look hot, Ben. I know we saw a preview of the very first one long before he announced this, and he told us the other ones were coming, but they look sweet. But if you want to get 10% off that swag, use the promo code NBNN. You'll get 10% off your Relics by Real purchases. Of course, Soda Craft is out there if you want any crafting information or how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah, and
Craft.
they're going to have their work cut out for them in release 26 based off of our early reading of Dev Plus stuff. So
I believe he's already hard at work on that. Don't forget our
Yeah.
good friends out at Shroud Market. Shroud Marketplace, yes.
yeah, and thanks for that tweet earlier today, Shroud Marketplace. That was greatly appreciated.
Yeah, that was the,
Otherwise, I would not have known to
Starlongs.
melt down some of my items.
Yeah, cool. Alrighty, folks, so that's about ready to wrap it up for us for today. I'm Laz.
And this is Jack. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for the following, and thank you for participating. We couldn't do this without you guys, and we do it for you guys. So thank you.
Absolutely. We love doing what we do here. We love the game. We love our followers. We love our listeners. Thanks to everybody listening out on the radio. Thanks to everybody watching on NBNN, YouTube, and Twitch
And
TV.
get well soon, Dead Spider.
Yes, Dead Spider. Hope you get
And
over that real quick.
and
We'll see you in game.
Justin, work lunch is over. You need to get back to work.
Yes, however you're sneaking around listening to us, we appreciate it. Okay,
Yes.
folks, that's going to wrap it up for today's Lunch with Laz and Jack. Join us tomorrow at noon, New Britannia time, for more news, sports, adventures, crazy wild happenings, anything else we can bring you here in Shrouded Avatar. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Till then, be safe out there, folks.
Bye-bye. So, I think we missed something. We forgot to tell everybody how much you love them.
We love you, man.
Baby, I'll see you soon.